Oh, okay. All right. So I'm live. So good afternoon. It's afternoon where I am. So good afternoon, and thank you for joining me live today on my storytelling or inspirational talks. Good life today is what I called it. So thank you for those of you joining me from wherever you're joining me from. I am basically live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. I mean, if you've been following me, you know that, like I said, I'm a very busy lady and I do a lot of things. This is one of the things I do. And sometimes I have time to talk what is my mind just to, see who it resonates with, help anybody out there that it resonates with. And I don't have the, should I say, the opportunity to go live on Facebook, then go live again on YouTube. So this is why you pardon me if I look that way or look this way, know that I'm live basically on two platforms. And I want to use this opportunity to thank everybody, my followers on Facebook, my subscribers on YouTube. You are the best. And I realize that I am actually being viewed from all over the world. So thank you so much. I've got subscribers from India, America, UK, Nigeria. I mean, you name it. So thank you so much. Know that you're highly valued. And I also welcome your contributions. Feel free to type in the comment section what it is that you are feeling. And also, please do not hesitate to subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell. This platform, like I said, is something that I realize that there's so much going on out there. And my platform is what gives me the opportunity to help, to talk to people. Anybody that is feeling bad, come to my platform, like I say, you'll feel better. Because there's so much going on around us, that there's so much chaos, there's so much going on at any one time. So my platform is like a circle where you come and feel good, feel better by yourself. That is what my platform is all about. So, like I said, welcome today. And once again, you're welcome. So today, the topic I'm going to talk about is about coping mechanisms when one seems to be struggling. You will agree with me that the life we're living today, a lot of people are struggling. If it's not this, it's that. There is something that is making somebody struggle. So today, we are here to outline ways to cope. First of all, I want to thank all the people joining me. Thank you very much. You're welcome. All the people joining me on YouTube, you're welcome. So all the people joining me on Facebook too, you're welcome. So first of all, I want to say right off, whatever you're going through, whatever it is, I don't want to mention now what it is, but I want to say whatever it is that you're going through, know that you are not the only one going through that. You are not the only one. I just want to make it sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink into your head. I said, whatever it is you are going through, hear my mouth, whatever it is you're going through, know that you are not the only one passing through that. Does it make sense? So the coping mechanism is this. When you know that you're not the only one in that boat, it should make you feel better. It should make you feel better. That means that some other person is passing through this. Just know it. I said, whatever situation you find yourself, know that you are not and you will never be the only one passing through that. The next thing I want you to know is this. Hence, you know that you are not the only one passing through that. Now you ask yourself, how is that everybody else is smiling, walking about? I mean, so many people are walking about like they don't have any problems, like they are carefree in the world. They look, I mean, and you're asking yourself, why am I so down? Why am I not feeling good? Why I look at everybody and everybody's like smiling and the world is so great for them. I want to let you know that the same way you're feeling, that is the way they're feeling. The only difference is that they have learned to cover their own problems and get on with life. Does it make sense what I'm saying? When you come out of the way, you see everybody laughing, some people are laughing, some people are chatting. It's not that they don't have problem. They do have problems. The only difference is that they have decided to pack their problem one side and get on with life regardless. That is how it is. They're having issues just like yourself. They're struggling. Some people are struggling with one, if it is not rent, they're struggling with paying rent, they're struggling with paying mortgage, they're struggling with paying bills, or they're struggling with one thing or another. It could be so many, it could be relationship, but it could be anything, any number of things, it could be anything. That is the way life is structured. When this problem finishes, another one surfaces. It's not that we are meant to be having problem all the time, but that is the reality of life. And what I'm trying to tell you today is this. It is what life is about. You have to accept that that is part of being alive. And another thing you have to now tell yourself is this. Hence, this is part of being alive. I will have to cope with it and live my life regardless. Because they say, problem, no, they finish. That is to say, it's always there. The difference is how you cope about it, how you cope with whatever problem that you have. That is the difference. So how do you cope with whatever problem that you have? And how you cope is, first of all, by putting a smile on your face. Yes. When you smile, you find out that whatever problem it is will feel less, half of what is the problem when you smile. When you don't magnify that problem, first of all, you put a smile on your face. Secondly, you start to look for how to solve your problem by doing brainstorming. You get a pen and paper to start writing out, journaling. What exactly is this problem? You write it down. What can I do to solve it? You write them down. By the time you finish that exercise, you have sort of solved some of your problem without realizing it, without letting it overwhelm you. The world we are living in, don't think you are the only one that is having issues. You are not the only one that is having problem. That's what I'm saying, basically. You are not the only one having issue. When you wake up in the morning, do whatever it is that you do. If you're meditating, if you're praying, whatever kind of prayer, whatever it is that you set yourself for the day, and you tell yourself, today I'm going to have a good day. And then all my struggles, all my problems, I will shift them to one side, and I intend to have a good day today. That is one way of coping. And when you get out there, you put a smile on your face, knowing that all this is your problem, one way or another, I am going to solve them. That is what you tell yourself. One way or another, I am going to solve them. I'm not going to allow this problem overwhelm me today. I'm definitely going to have a good time. I'm definitely going to be kind to people that I meet. Definitely going to chat to people that I meet. And that is how one way of solving your problem. And also collectiveness, knowing that you are not the only one on that boat. Because a lot of people feel pressure. They don't want to admit it. They feel pressure of this race. They are running. They are competing directly or indirectly. And I tell you one thing. Do you know the reason why people feel worse off when they have an issue? People feel worse off when they have an issue, when they start to compare themselves with their peers, maybe their neighbor, their friend, their relations, or whoever. Whatever situation they're having, they feel worse because they started to compare themselves. Look at this person, that person seems to have everything going for them. Oh, my own life is worse. You see, they have left the problem they're having, but looking at other people's lives and thinking, what? Look at all the things they're having. Their own lives seem to be worse. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying here. They have an issue, but that issue on its own is a problem, but it's not magnified until they start to compare themselves with their neighbor or their friend or their relation. That is when that problem becomes even more overwhelming and they feel worse. So what it is today, whatever problem you're having, compartmentalize it. And that is why a lot of people, I will advise you to keep your problems to yourself, unless you are talking to somebody that might help you solve that problem. Sometimes it's better to walk in silence. Don't be broadcasting your problems. Unless it's somebody, like I said, somebody that will help you. Because when you broadcast your problems, that problem sometimes multiplies. In those days, they used to say a problem solved is a problem halved. I don't know the ancestors who have them. Perhaps that was when community was like together. But these days, sometimes a problem shared is a problem multiplied. And I tell you, it depends on who you're sharing that problem with. Think of the person you're sharing your problem with. Otherwise, it's best to solve your problem in silence. If it is somebody that will help you, and you know, maybe a mentor, somebody you are, maybe you are struggling financially and you need money, the person you're sharing your problem with, you know the value you're going to get from that person. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't share your problems, but ask yourself, what am I going to get from this person I'm going to tell all this my problem? Because some people, after sharing their problem, they get mockery instead, and making their life worse, and their worse off that they started with. Something they would have maybe kept quiet and solved, brainstormed within themselves and solved. They've shared it, and all they got was gossip behind their back. Can you see how that person have multiplied their problem without knowing? And by the time they know it, they are feeling worse off. That is one strategy, is try to cope with your problems by yourself if you can. And know who you're sharing your problem with. If it's not somebody that's going to help you, it's better you keep your mouth shut and start solving your problem by yourself. So, another thing to bear in mind is competition. I want to say here that life is not a race. You didn't come into this life with anybody, even if you are twins. You came in one after the other. Even if you are triplet, quadruplet, you came in one after the world order. So that means that we all came into this planet by ourselves, and we're going to live one by one. So when you think about it, why are we then living lives now thinking that we're going to be competing with other people? No, you don't have to compare yourself. Certainly not compete with another person, because there are different seasons, there are different races we are running. For example, let's say career-wise, so many people want to be doctors, some want to be engineers, some want to be lawyers, because they don't have the flair to be doctors. So many lawyers don't want to be doctors. So many doctors don't want to be lawyers. Engineers definitely don't want to be lawyers or doctors. That is their flair. So how can they now be competing against each other? I just use those professions just to illustrate a point. The same way it is, what Mr. A likes is not what Mr. B likes. And I tell you what, now I'm talking about profession. Whatever profession you choose, believe you me that most people will be successful by the time they get to the top of that profession, even if it is a cleaner. By the time you become head cleaner, you'll be successful. You will be successful. So that is that. I'm going to talk about career another day, but I was just trying to illustrate a point. So my point is that when you look at life holistically, you find out that there is no point comparing yourself with anybody. There is no point competing with anybody, because you don't even know what that person is suffering or what that person is enjoying. They don't know what you're suffering. It's not all about suffering, by the way. What I'm saying is that you don't know what that person is going through. So it's useless comparing yourself with people or competing with people, because you don't live with them. And most people will not tell you what they're going through, like I said before. They will never tell you what they're going through. They will put on a show. Yes, it has happened so many times. And some people might be there envying that person. They don't know what really is happening behind closed doors. And of course, they're right. Nobody comes to social media, for example, to wash their dirty linen in public unless it's so obvious that they have to do that. So when you see people shining or doing what, and you feel that, oh, today has been a very bad day, or this week, oh, you don't have money for that, or this one is struggling, know that you are not the only one. You are not alone. All you needed to do was calm down, make out a strategy. By the time you keep repeating to yourself that you are not the only one, even though you might not know it, just know that you are not the only one. That alone should calm you down. That, oh, life is tough. It's tough for everybody. Or it's good for everybody. Me, personally, I preach good life. I preach how to live a good life on this, planet that we found ourselves. I've always said, hence, we are here. We are here to have a good time. We are here not to suffer, because we didn't bring ourselves here. I don't know why anybody should be here and be suffering. But then again, life happens. Life happens because we now have to live life. We now have to live, and we have to go to work, pay bills, live in house, and all that. That is the life. And hence, that life happens. We have to calm down while we're dealing with these issues. That is my point, what I'm saying. That is basically what my point is, all about. That when you find yourself here, try to cope. Try to cope. Never give up. I mean, there are little things one can enjoy in life. It's not all about money. It's not all about money. And certainly don't put your whole meaning of life onto money. No. When you have money, you know that money is nothing. You can be looking for money. When that money comes, you find that money is nothing. You can be looking for degrees, and when you have it, find out that it's nothing. So what then makes life good? What makes life good is that you already told yourself, I am going to be happy, whatever the situation. So when you have money on top of that, you find your life is brilliant. When you have the degrees, you find that your life is brilliant. Because with or without that, you're already happy. It doesn't make any difference to you. So that is what I'm preaching. That is what I'm saying. And when you practice that kind of life, you find that you wake up every day not caring. And when you don't care, things happen. When you are not so invested, when you are not so invested or desperate, things happen in your life. Try it. We are not always so anxious. A lot of people are anxious. Anxious about what? So all you need to do is just work hard. I am the proponent of working hard. You pray, you work hard, because prayer without action or faith without action won't take you anywhere. What I'm saying is this: whilst you're praying, whilst you're doing that, work hard, but remove the comparisons, remove the competition, so that you're able to work out your life better. That's what I'm saying. When you have that silence around you, believe you me that your life will be better. When you don't have that outside chatter around you, people coming to make you angry, or you're trying to make yourself angry because you saw somebody else. That is what I'm saying. So that is how to cope in a world that is full of struggling up and down. And people are worsening it by comparing themselves or thinking other people are not suffering. They are too. They are struggling with you. By the way, life is not for struggling, if you remember what I'm saying. I'm only saying when those bad days come to you, don't feel overwhelmed. Just remember that you're not the only one in this boat. I mean, you didn't bring yourself here anyway. You're not the only one. You're doing the best you can. Just, make light of it. You're doing the best you can. I mean, we're all here groping. Most of us are groping, whether you're a billionaire or you're a millionaire or you're a thousandaire or you're nothing. It doesn't matter. We're all groping. Those people who are billionaires, they're not that over clever or whatever. Some of them got lucky. Yes. Yes. So what I'm trying to say is this: don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't put so long as you are doing legally legitimate stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. Accept it. Accept the situation. So what? So what about it? So, shrug your shoulders. Yes, that is a coping mechanism. Another one is shrugging your shoulders. Whatever the situation, it is what it is. You shrug your shoulders. You found out that it has a way of reducing the tension. And when that tension is reduced, you have a better frame of mind to think and solve your problem. That is what I'm saying today. Mechanisms to cope whilst we're struggling on this planet. And you can remove that struggle. For example, now, I don't beat myself up for anything because I've practiced it to that level. Whatever happens, happens. I've worked hard, I work smart. That I can tell you. But whatever happens, happens. But I can tell you, the smarter you work, the harder you work, the luckier you get. The luckier you will get. And whatever else happens, happens. It doesn't really bother. I've come to a situation where I don't get oppressed or depressed. I don't. So I want you to practice that. You be in a state of mind that whatever, nothing moves me. You're just there, you're watching. But I'm happy. I cheer people on. But there's nothing you can use to oppress me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Or me trying to oppress people. No. Absolutely nothing. Or depress me for what? When the world is so great, why should anybody, feel so bad to that level? Because they are looking at the wrong things. Yes, the things that make us happy in life are the simple things. They don't even need money. That's what I'm saying. If you think about, just think deep what I'm saying today. Think about it. And I want to use this opportunity to thank all the people that have viewed me. Thank you so much. I've not really have a time, like I said, of coming on live. This is what I'm doing when I have the opportunity all the time because, like I said, I do a lot of things. So whenever you see me, please join me. I can't say I'm coming live every day or by this time. I'm still coming live when I have time. I mean, once upon a time, I used to record video and post, but I don't even have that time to record my video. But I have so much to say. So this is why you see me coming live whenever I can. So please, whenever you see me live, join me, share my videos, put on the notification bell. You can tell me the topic to talk about and live a good life. Be safe, be good. Nothing is so important. Nothing is what to be annoyed or angry over. I'm telling you, when you are feeling sad or angry, give yourself like 5 minutes and think about it. Because I started practicing this when my husband told me, like if I said this, he said, how many people is it affecting? Yes. And when I say, okay, a lot of people say, okay, why are you carrying it in your head? Why are you bothered? And I said, okay, what he's saying makes sense. And that's what the same thing I'm using on my children. If they say something, I say, how many people is it affecting? Is it only you? Once it's only you, okay, don't worry about it. I mean, somebody somewhere else, the government will sort it out. So long as you're not government, it's to be sorted out. Why should you carry the weight of the world on your head? Unless you are the person making the decision. Once you're not the person making the decision, nothing is worth your time to be sad or angry over. No. But at the same time, you work hard. You work hard. I'm a proponent of working smart. I don't like idleness. No, I don't like idleness. So what I'm saying is those who are working hard, you've done all the things you're supposed to do. Don't feel sad that you are struggling. That's my point. Do not feel sad that you are struggling or feel bad thinking you are the only one. You are not the only one. That's my point today. That should help you in whatever thing that it is you are doing. That should help you. Once you remember that you are not the only one, you didn't put this structure in place, why are you suffering about it? Then you tell yourself, I'm not going to suffer. You make up your mind that I am not going to suffer. I'm not going to waste my brain suffering today. And you maintain it. That was how I built my own resilience. And it's been working for me and it makes you have a good sleep. It removes insomnia, it removes stress, it removes anxiety, and you generally thrive. And you find that life starts working better for you. Because you wake up and say, today I'm going to have a good day. You be intentional about it. You become intentional about it and say, nothing is going to make me sad today. Yes, you become intentional about it. So the things that make you sad are very small. And that's when it's personal. Otherwise, if it's general life, no, you're not the only one struggling. Everybody see there putting a smile face. That they're also struggling, but they decide to have a nice time. Yes, get up, dress up, put on some makeup if you're a woman. Do yourself up, man or woman. Go out there and then have a nice time. That is why we're here. So that is what I have to say. And please subscribe, share this video, like I said, leave your comments, and I will wrap this up here. I'll see you next time. Hope I have time to be doing some of this live because I'm actually enjoying it. And thank you so much for those who have joined me. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much.